We did a deep dive on how to secure and harden your devices following military and government grade protection that we can get at home with our iPhones and our Androids. And I put together a list of 15 steps to harden our mobile devices. The fundamental thing here is that prevention and strict control of permissions to granted apps is super crucial. And there are actually even ways to defend against crazy hardcore $1 million zero-click attacks too. And we're going to get to that. So step one, always update to the latest version of your phone. If your phone is old and discontinued, you may want to get a new phone. If you don't want to get a new phone and you want to keep that original one, there's actually something called Graphene OS, which is a totally open source version of Android that is secure, that you can upload onto your phone. Respect to everyone at Graphene that's developing that. Third is don't allow apps and downloads from unknown publishers and sources. This is something that's more prevalent on Android, and there are features inside of your settings that prevent you from downloading these random APKs on the web. Don't just grab something that isn't signed by an official organization. Companies that are registered and they sign their packages in the Google Play Store, they've been verified. For example, our company that has Android apps, we had to upload all of our IDs and company formation documents and all of these details to make sure that Google knows we can be held accountable. Random publishers on the web, there's a reason they're not in the Google Play Store. They're not verified. So it's just a higher risk. It's like saying never accept candy from a stranger. 4, encrypt this device. So this is a setting in your Android. This is like locking your front door and turning on the security system before you leave the house. This is free to do. Everyone should do it. 5, if developer mode is enabled on your phone, turn off USB debugging. This is a shout to all the people who are developers like myself that test apps and develop on their Android device or their iPhone device. You can turn on developer mode if you've ever turned it on. If you don't need it anymore, turn it off completely because it is an attack vector. This is super important for people that ever use public charging stations. If you want to take this one step further and be super secure, just don't attach your phone to any public cables ever. Just don't do it. Simple. If you need to back up your device and you don't want to give all of your data to Google servers, like a cloud backup, there are third-party services that you can use. One called TWRP, which is private and secure. It's another open source project by great people that are doing great things in the privacy space. Number 7, for authentication, use more than a 4 to 6 digit PIN code. Numbers are easy to guess. Numbers are easy to brute force. If you don't want hackers or authorities breaking into your phone without your permission, don't just make a password that's like 69, unless you're 69, then it's on brand. But yes, better use a 10 plus digit alphanumeric password. If you want to make yourself even more secure and you don't want the hassle of using something ridiculous like what I wrote here, which would take more than 10 years to guess or crack using brute force, use your biometrics, use your fingerprint, use your face scan. Those are actually more secure than passcodes in general too. Next, number 8, use an auto lock timer that is shorter. I know nobody wants to put their passcode in and unlock their device every few seconds, but hey, if you're like a cafe and someone nabs your phone or nabs your purse and they run away with it, if you unlocked your phone 2 minutes ago and you've got like a 30-minute timer on there that doesn't lock your phone, well, hey, that will put you at risk. Your spicy photos, all your browsing history, all that stuff is potentially getting leaked. So put on a shorter timer. For browser security on your phone, I put something here that might not be acceptable to some people, but just don't use Chrome, period. Use privacy first browsers. I put a list of them like Brave, DuckDuckGo, and actually even Safari could be considered a privacy first browser. You could also go deeper and use Tor. There is Tor browser on mobile and on desktop if you want to go for extreme defense, but those are great options. If you use Chrome, you're basically accepting some level of surveillance and data collection that you just can't opt out of. The whole system was fundamentally built for not being just a good browser, but also being a really good source of information and data for Google on you, because that's their whole business model. They sell your data. 10, do not autofill or save passwords in your browser. Just don't do it. If you currently have any autofill data or browser password saved, just go into your settings and delete it entirely. This is like the popcorn stand at the movies for any hackers or really any type of malware. They were built to look for the popcorn stand that is your low-hanging fruit of browser passwords and autofill data whenever you get hacked. Yes, it is encrypted. know that encryption doesn't last long because they can simply get your key and decrypt it. These softwares are well known. One of them is called Redline. These things are being used to hack billions of people and billions of systems every single year. Yes, every single year. So no, your browser saying that it can save your password for you, it's very convenient, but it does not offer you much protection at all. 11, in Wi-Fi settings, turn off the notify me when networks are available. This is something that's on by default, but it's one of those things that could end up with you accidentally tapping something, connecting to a network. Yes, public Wi-Fis are not safe. The same way you don't put your financial information in the public, the same way you don't wave around your credit card in the town square, is the same way you shouldn't connect your phone to a public Wi-Fi if you don't trust it. Don't use public networks. The same way you don't use a public library's computer to do your private stuff. You shouldn't do that on public Wi-Fi either. Number 12, turn off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, your location services, or any other kind of wireless service when it's not in use. I learned it today that even your Bluetooth is able to triangulate your location and send that data back to different companies, for example, Google on your Android or even Apple. And if you've ever seen season 1 of Mr. Robot, this is something that jumped out at me in my memory. He actually hacks into someone's phone using Bluetooth. That stuff is possible. If you just have your things on all the time, 24/7, you're just broadcasting your phone and device, your name and your location to the world. Use your mobile data, for example. It's a little bit more secure than a public Wi-Fi. So for number 13, for backup and recovery, and also for account sign-in on your device, always use two-factor authentication. This is true for any kind of account that you have, whether it's your Apple ID or it's your Google account ID or it's your email or anything else. Just use two-factor authentication or have a recovery key. And this prevents attackers from getting into your account if they just have your password. You've got some defense in that second layer that you set up. Tantai, what's up, first time chatter? Are you Jesus? If I had an iPhone for every time someone asked me that question, every single Halloween, I would have an iPhone. Dude, I feel like I should stop doing it, but it just works so well. Hey, Golden Kid, I got the sandals. I got this, dude. Trust me, I got those sandals. Those sandals are like a Middle Eastern person starter pack. You don't reach adulthood without having those sandals. You're catching those sandals. You have those sandals whether you want them or not. You catching those sandals to the back of your head anytime you misbehave, man. I have an intimate relationship with those sandals. No trauma, don't worry. This is a standard. This is a normal part of life. Chancletas, man. Hey, you know what? Hey, Latinos also know about the sandals too, man. That's too funny. All right. Oh, man, my smile is like hurting my face, man. I'm smiling too much. You guys got me laughing. I got to get to number 14, guys. Come on. Number 14, for maximum security, defense against zero-click attacks. If you are a politician or a person of interest that might be getting attacked from a distance and people are willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to target you, there's a feature called lockdown mode on both iOS. Enable it and bam, you have another huge layer of security, but you also have a lot of limitations with what you can do and what apps you can use. 15, and this is in the scenario where you may have gotten a zero-click attack. Maybe you got a random text message from a random number, which is all it takes for these zero-click attacks to happen, to have complete access to your device. And what you can do is restart your phone on a daily basis. This is not a hard reset where you lose all your data. This is just turn it off and on again. And a lot of these things that are in memory, like Pegasus, for example, that specific spyware that exploits a zero-click, it lives in memory, and memory gets reset every time you restart your device. Nowadays, we live in a world where our devices are just on 24/7. We never really turn them off. Same thing with laptops. We just always put it into sleep mode, and they should just be done daily. Reset on a daily basis, and you are more secure. Your device is actually going to be running faster, more healthy, better battery, and better performance from your CPU. So you just get better performance and health for your device. So many win-wins. Classic scenario. Did you turn it off and on again when you have a problem? It's a good thing to do no matter what. It's a good habit to have. So with that being said, number 15, restart your phone, turn it off and on again, and you'll wipe out potential spyware that's in your device. Mind you, these are way more rare, and usually these aren't used to target everyday people like you and me. They're mostly used because it's so expensive to target people like politicians and journalists and people of interest. And in a lot of cases through cyber warfare between countries, like nation states attacking each other's, like things like that. They are using these zero-click attacks and they're pouring millions of dollars into them. Guys, if you enjoyed this snippet from my stream, make sure that you like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let's start a conversation. And if you want to see more, I am streaming every weekday, Monday to Friday at the moment at 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's New York time, UTC -4. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.